You asked about reforms. I think the most compelling proposals so far have been to get rid of the lottery and make it based on salary and what employers are willing to offer up. That way, the best and the brightest, we have a greater chance of recruiting them rather than this giant pool where they're plucked at random, essentially. Mark Krikorian laid out an interesting compromise in Compact magazine, which ideally would appease both factions of this conflict, the tech right and moguls like Elon Musk and all of the other Silicon Valley people, and then the MAGA populace, which is to end a good chunk of the chain migration that we have, which is essentially, if your relative is here, that makes it easy for their relatives to come over into the United States, as well as visa lotteries, which is different from what I understand.
It's a diversity visa lottery. It's literally called diversity. We have DEI in immigration for decades, and people weren't thinking about that.
Right. So we have that, and he's proposing that we cut into that as well and replace a number of those spots with high-skilled immigrants. So that way we reduce the overall level of legal immigration while increasing the skill level of the immigrants that we are taking in.
Look, the biggest problem with the H-1B is how restrictive it is for the worker. So when they get here, it's very bureaucratic for them to be able to go to another job. They can. Many of them do change jobs, but it's very bureaucratic and it limits their options. So what that does in the free market, you should be directed to the highest productivity use of your time. Whatever you think is going to be the most productive use of your activity, you should be directed to that by the wage in the market. But that doesn't happen as well as it could in the H-1B world because of the restrictions, the fact that every employer, in order to hire you, has to go through this government bureaucracy every time and pay, $15,000 a pop to be able to hire you. It really limits the options and the availability. It also prevents you from going out and starting your own company, which is a very important contribution. So if we really wanted to change the H-1B, we'd free the H-1B population who's here by giving them green cards, ideally. But if not, just to say, look, you can work however you want, whatever company you want. Start your own business. That would unleash their productive capacities more than any other reform. And look, coming up with these different schemes to limit it further and really only take this top slice of people. I mean, that's a turning away hundreds of billions of dollars in economic growth and benefit to U.S. consumers and benefit to everyone who's not, making over $100,000 a year. So it's a real blow to the economy, and the government doesn't know who's going to become the next CEO of Microsoft or Google or Twitter.
Number of people.
I just think
why not? Why can we not let in an unlimited number of college graduates in STEM who are going to make $100,000 a year?
But that's not what you're saying.
Yes,
you're
it is what I'm saying.
Uncap the H-1B visa, in which half of the people make less than $100,000.
Okay, they will. That's their starting salary. Over the course of their career, they will be making a lot more than that.
Thanks for watching this clip from the Culture War podcast. We're live every Friday, 10 a.m. to noon. So subscribe and come hang out.